Okay. I don't see the video being live on the YouTube page yet, though.
Oh, now it is. It's live now.
Okay. There we are. So, hi everyone. Maybe just wait for a bit until some people arrive.
Yeah, let's do that. According to YouTube, there are 7 people watching right now.
All right. Okay. Well, let's go for it then. Hello, folks. So my name is Renard. I'm the guy from MyLittleKaraoke and started the game. And we are here today to talk a bit about the game and how we managed to make it, how we decided to go with this kind of design, and what the future holds for us, basically. And to be talking about the game here, I'm accompanied by Frankie NL, who's right here.
Yes, that's me, Frankie from the Netherlands.
So Frankie is a developer here, and he'll be taking part in organizing a pony convention as well next year, by the way.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'll show a little flyer. Let's see if OBS is cooperating at this moment.
It
There seems
is.
to be a bit of lag, but that's okay. So I'm the head organizer for the Brony meetups in the Netherlands, also known as Bronies NL. And I'm also in the organization of Ponycon Holland, which would be our convention next year. We just announced the date. It's the first or second weekend of June. It's in June. It's on the website. We have not announced the venue yet, but we will do that shortly.
All right. So thank you for this. He's been taking part in helping with the game as well a lot. So thank you for your contribution too. And without further ado, I think we should just jump into the matter of things, which is talking about the game a bit more and how we came to be and what we are doing right now. So just the first thing is we're a team of a lot of people. We've been in the fandom for quite a long time nowadays, so probably one of the oldest projects still alive, I guess, in the fandom right now. And we're using Golden Notes here as our OC, but there are so many talented people who helped making this game a reality, though. And talking about this, we actually had some early version of the game that came with a manual in which we had a few names here, and we can see that even back then, even people that are helping nowadays at BABSCons are still on board or were on board with us back then. So that's kind of cool, really. So the first thing is I just want to tell you thank you to all of you for being so supportive over the years. It's been a lot of fun to work on this project overall. So let's go back a bit to the origins of the project here first. The way we'll do this panel, by the way, will be we're going to talk a bit about the karaoke game itself. And we had to shuffle things around a bit due to the way YouTube or the technical issues or hurdles are getting in the way of just, having a huge group of people singing in front of a karaoke screen. So we'll try to have some gameplay later on during the panel, just for fun, and using Ponytone.online. But we'd like to speak a bit more about the game first and what's going on with it so far. So to begin with, MyLittleKaraoke started actually as a song pack without an engine or a karaoke engine. The first release, if we could call it a release, was during Everfree Northwest back in 2012. And we decided to make the game and distribute it online as a disc image, actually, so people could print a game or make a game of its own. The goal of that was to have it on your shelf, basically, next to Rock Band or SingStar or whatever. And it actually caught the attention of a lot of people, and I'm very glad about it, including some awesome and fantastic people who were working on the show. And from there, we knew we had something interesting, and we decided to thus go for a public release. That was in 2013, sorry. The first release of the game, which was just right after Season 2, if I'm not mistaken, covered about 150 songs, unique songs from the show, and we actually included a lot of songs from the fandoms as well as a start. We were impressed. There is no other word by what the community was able to achieve and how many talented musicians we had here. So this actually had quite an impact here, because we had the chance to see a lot of people go wild on the internet and being incredibly enthusiastic about the game itself. We got a lot of press releases, a lot of people just being very happy that we existed here, and a lot of players. It was incredibly fantastic this time. So, well, we decided to keep going on and release some more content, and release those contents in form of discs at the time, images as well. So the way you had to install the game at first was to basically download a disk image and try to install it on your computer by using a virtual drive, which was not really convenient. And the thing is, well, there are so many songs that, both from the show and especially from the community, that it was growing at an extreme rate at this point. And the idea of just publishing a game using discs and just doing box art and everything here just couldn't hold well. So we decided to start something else and go with a game launcher instead, and try to have another way of releasing song packs, basically, for people to enjoy. So we actually decided to publish a launcher, a game launcher, in which we added what was called the beta channel before. And that's still kind of on the right side of the game launcher itself. As soon as we work on songs nowadays, and we are ready to release one for the game, you can basically just launch the game and just use the launcher and download the new songs from here. You don't have to wait for 6 months until we are ready to publish a full pack. So this made it much easier. And we added a lot of songs, a lot. All of this was...
You don't have to download all the songs at once. You can just download just the songs that you want.
Yes, as well. And we're still working on keeping this under control as well, because right now the extra downloads page is getting incredibly long, but we have plans about that, and we will tell you about this later. So let's keep going on with this here so far. I would like to give some small shout-outs, though, to some other projects that helped us and that we helped as well. Because everything here was made as a community, basically. We're not making any money out of this. We will never be paid. This is all a passion project, basically, and this could not be done if we did not have support from some other people. So some other people who actually took part in helping us was from the Pony Rock project, basically. A Rock Band 4 mod on Xbox 360, and people from Trotmania as well, who helped with keeping songs under control, to help with artwork and everything here. So this kind of synergy, if you will, really made the game incredibly... It was thrilling, absolutely thrilling to work on this, because there are so many people we could just meet and talk with. I also have to give a shout out to some Pony radios as well, because there are a lot of inspiration about music, and they're doing a lot under the behind the scenes as well to help us with projects, or helping projects in general. Like Ponyville FM, for instance, is hosting Trotmania completely. So those people build roads basically, and we're just using the roads here and hiding a truck. Another small shout out is to the Equestrian Idol project, which is a separated project from us. This project here is mostly run in the North American side of the world, if I'm not mistaken, by Selfie Pony. And he's doing this as a kind of sing-along contest during a lot of conventions. He's been a lot of help as well to make the game known. So thank you. And another side project that we had and was created by someone totally out of the blue and surprised us immensely, so that was incredibly cool, was Ponytone, which is pretty much the online version of MyLittleKaraoke, if you will, and was created by Catherine just out of the blue. We had no idea she was working on this, and it was a really great surprise to see how much the community was willing to derive and take our work and roll with it and do so much more with it. So far, Ponytone has proven to be extremely useful to be able to play online because MyLittleKaraoke, as it stands right now, doesn't have an online mode built in. So, yeah, thank you for this. Anyways. Just a question for Shyfire. Yeah, we'll get back to that a bit later, but we are planning on a lot of stuff for the future of the game, and we need help. But I will talk about this a bit more later on. Thank you. Just to give you an idea of how popular the game was and how incredible it was just to feel invited by the community, I've got a few photos from around the world as well. And this was the first setup we ever had, which was at Everfree Northwest in 2012. And so many people kept singing in the games room. It was incredible here. That's the reason why it actually caught the attention of, Daniel Ingram, for instance, because it was so popular, it was making so much noise. So they had to check it out. There are some other events that we actually took part of and helped organize a lot. In Paris, for instance, Brony Days, in which we co-organized a karaoke/DDR panel. And this actually got serious because we decided to, buy more equipment to be able to go to convention and be able to display the game and have a lot more fun. Another important event was the first buck. Well, that was not the first buck, sorry, the second buck here, in which we had so many people again just playing the game in one of the most beautiful places I've ever been, the Bridgewater Hall in that case here, with a splendid view of the city and so many joyful people just gathering around. And that was making so much of a commotion that passerby in the street had no idea what was going on, really. And one convention that has been incredibly supportive as well was Galacon, and they actually decided to give us a full room for the karaoke, so that's why we started to have banners as well as having some dedicated PCs and buy more microphones, and we actually got really crazy about this because this was really early in the days. And because the game was still distributed as disk images, we decided to just create a bunch of physical copies of the game. This took a lot of time to do, and all of this was given for free during the event, basically. So a lot of the MyLittleKaraoke team got one. And some were actually sent as well to DHX, and they seem to have gotten it, but I didn't hear back from that. They couldn't really talk back about it, but I did see the game on some of the VA's shelves, which was very, very much of a surprise and incredibly pleasing to see. So, yeah. The banner was open source as well for a design, and this meant that some other conventions decided to make it their own as well. So instead of having Cani, which is the Galacon OC on the bottom right of the karaoke banner here, Czech Russia decided to organize a karaoke on their side as well and have their own OC just in the place, and it was very surprising to see that people were so enthusiastic that they decided to really make the game their own, which is exactly what we were hoping for. So here is some more, to Everfree North. Whoa, this is a mistake. This was not in 2025. No, sorry, that was in 2015. when we decided to have the opportunity to come back to organize some stuff again, have a whole room, sing again, and share it with DDR as well. And going back to all of those conventions here, Daniel Ingram actually signed the game, or the computer that was running the game at first. What more can I say about this? We were there, of course, for the last edition of Buck as well. They've always been treating us incredibly. So, basically, there are just so many conventions and so many unique places we've all been able to go to, be it me or being the rest of the team as well, to do some karaoke. That was very unexpected, really. Just personally, when I decided to join, or when I jumped into the My Little Pony community, I had no idea this was going to go so far, really. And this is one of the craziest stuff we've done as well. Was basically just in Paris, we had the opportunity to go to a convention that was held below ground. And we sung karaoke, and we had some games in those places here that was just out of this world. And another thing is, and I cannot stress how much I cannot stress enough how much the Czech Austria team basically was very well into the game as well, because they have a world meetup running every year now in December in Prague. Just because of this game here, they decide to meet up with maybe 200 people every year, just to sing karaoke basically and have fun and just take part in games and everything. So it's not supposed to be a convention, but yeah, that's just crazy, absolutely crazy. And Golden Gates has traveled a bit as well, apparently. And all of this goes to, the last convention in the US I've been able to attend was BABSConline, which was a lot of fun, really. A lot of people just dressing up and being absolutely amazing when they were singing and having so much energy. It was incredible again. And that was before the lockdown, and I really hope we'll be able to just jump around again at a convention. The thing is, it's obviously a lot more difficult to organize this kind of events right now because of the lockdown and because of technical issues. We'll try to get into the game later, but it's hard to get everyone around the screen just singing with the same kind of energy you have in real life, basically. So we'll try to mimic it anyways. The other issue that we have to take into account is that it's a bit complicated to deal with songs on YouTube especially. And we don't really want to have the channel display stuff that might cause some copyright issues, if you will. So yeah, we're gonna have to adapt to this new kind of stuff. Anyway, going back to the future of things, let's talk about the software a bit more. We're basically using a piece of software that's called Ultrastar. That is called Ultrastar. I'm sorry. And that's the main engine behind the game. It's a fully open source karaoke game. It doesn't come with any songs or just a few demo songs. And our role here from the team is to add all the pony songs we like into this game. And this is from one of our developers. It's a fully open source game, and I was a bit lying, I guess, when I was saying that it was free and we're not making any money out of this. It is non-profit. It's not quite non-profit. The developers do get a few links to Derpy Hoof's pictures from DeviantArt from time to time. So yeah, if you want to join the team and you want to help contribute here, well, I really hope you enjoy seeing picture of Derpy Hooves. You will be seeing a lot of her. The game itself, well, Ultrastar can be downloaded from its own website, which is usdx.eu. And MyLittleKaraoke, which is basically a package with Ultrastar plus the songs, is just on MyLittleKaraoke.com. When it comes to Ultrastar, yes, so that's a lot of lines of code. It's a complicated piece of software, even if it doesn't quite look like it. Under the hood, there is a lot going on. And the current issue we're having with it right now is that it's written in Free Pascal or Delphi as a programming language. Which is something that's a bit dated nowadays, let's put it this way, and we're trying to break away from this mold. So this thing here means that it's really complicated to get developers on board and to try to help with new features. So if we want to include a real-time online gameplay mode, that's going to take a lot of work from developers, unfortunately, as it is right now, but we have better plans, you'll see later. The way it works, though, is pretty easy. It actually just uses songs that are kept in folders, and as you can see here, you have a bunch of files here that includes the songs, the videos, and the notes. And what we do and we spend time on is working on the note files. And yeah, this takes a lot of time. You have to basically just take one song and listen to it again and again and again and again and split it into syllable. We'll get a bit later on how to make songs for the game and what the general process is to give you a small idea of how it is basically to work on this. Anyway, so because of this, by the way, Ultrastar Deluxe was actually quite a dying project in the open source world, unfortunately, and MyLittleKaraoke did breathe new life into it, so we did manage to get new developers on board, especially Rainbow Derpy, for instance, and well, Frankie here has contributed a bit. Yes. And yeah, this is crazy. We did a lot of stuff here. We managed to add duet songs, for instance, when you have two players singing at the same time, different harmonies. And we have a bunch of online leaderboards as well, so you can not compete in real time yet on the game, but you can see what the best scores are online on the website. By the way, I should mention that the leaderboards we have on the website on MyLittleKaraoke.com also show all the full credits for all artists that have produced artworks for the cover, for the backgrounds, for the videos, for the music. We're obviously trying to keep track of this. There is a lot of people in this community, a lot of talented people. And one of the goals of making this kind of song pack here is definitely to showcase how creative this community can be. So do check this out, and if you do like some artworks over there, be sure to try to look for the artists, usually on DeviantArt or maybe Derpy Burrow. If you enjoy their work, they will likely have more of the same style in their folder. Yep. And yeah, the craziest thing too is that now we can actually have up to 6 people playing together during convention on the same screen. So that's actually really easy to find 6 people during conventions willing to jump. And so you've been to a few events as well, right, Frankie?
Yeah, it's really easy to find 6 people who want to participate during conventions. Usually there's like a group of 20 people that are just watching, waiting for their turn to get the microphone.
We do have the chance to have crowds just going and bursting into songs. Though who does that anyway? Well, apparently some people do, and well, the way we do it is, for instance, at Galacon, we have this panel that's called the Big Karaoke panel, in which we actually go on stage and we make the whole amphitheater just stand up and sing on popular songs. It's a lot of fun, really. So right now, what's going on for the future of the game, though, is we still need more developers. So if you know how to write code, we're definitely interesting, and we would like you to get in touch with us. The way things are going right now is we're actually moving away from Ultrastar Deluxe as it is, and focusing on a full rewrite of the complete engine. So instead of using Delphi, we'll be using Unity as the engine, and we'll be using C# to be able to build the game, which hopefully means that it's a lot easier to code and will bring a lot more features, including online play. It's still a lot of work to do, a lot of work. So if you would like to help us make this project even better, please join us. Please contact us over at MyLittleKaraoke.com or on Twitter, and we'll be very happy to direct you to the GitHub pages to help make this a reality. Anyone who wants to help really can help. In that case here, we're going to need some UX artists, some people to work on interface experience. If you want to make Let's Plays on YouTube and help the game to be more visible on YouTube, that's really great as well. Please do so. And as Rainbow Deppy put it here on this slide here, if you can send more Muffin, we'd appreciate it as well. But yeah.
And if there's a song that you would like to be in the game, you can always do that. Send it to us, and we'll make sure it will be in the game.
Yep. So let's dive a bit into how to create content for the game. Just as a quick recap to see to show you what kind of tools you need if you want to help make songs for the game here, or to just understand how we work generally. The first thing to understand with the game, and was something I unfortunately found out later about this, is that we need to do and to focus a bit on linguistics first. What the game detects is your voice, but the voice recognition patterns that are most obvious to computers basically will be the vowels. And I'm not pronouncing this right, I guess, but hopefully you get the idea. What happens is when you want to chart a song for the game, you absolutely need to focus on the nucleus part of the syllables and to split everything here. So Wikipedia gives this example of how a syllable is composed, and basically when you are making songs for the game, you need to split every nucleus of the words into the correct order, and taking into account all changes in tones and in tempo, in everything. So it doesn't look like much because it's pretty easy on principle, but it's actually something that takes a lot of time because you're working with milliseconds part of songs here. Yes. But yeah, we got a few tools to help with that, luckily. And there are three main tools that we use for this. The first one will be Ultrastar Creators, which allows you to just listen to a song, enter a text file in the creator editor thingy. And when you listen to the singer, you can tap the space bar. And each time you have a word or a syllable of a word here, you'll be able to have a very rough idea of a very first rough draft of the song file. So that makes things a lot easier. So once you've got that going with some rough timing, you then need to go into, well, Ultrastar Deluxe itself, or you can use YAS, yet another karaoke editor. I don't remember what the name stands for exactly, sorry. And use the editor here to adjust all the notes you have. So you need to split the notes if you need be. You need to find the right tones and to go through the full songs doing this. And then, when you're done with that, you can just go to the MyLittleKaraoke forums and post in the song request or the song proposal forum, basically, under there, and send us the file over, and we'll look at it. We'll correct what we have to correct if needs be. It doesn't have to be perfect, really. If it's a start, it's already great, really. And eventually, if that meets the requirements, the quality requirements for the game, we'll publish it. If you can get in touch before working on a song, get in touch with the artist to ask for permission, that's even better. That avoids us to just have to hunt down again artists and try to be on their back and ask if they're okay with us doing this time and time again. But yeah. Just to show you a few tools here and how that works globally here. So Ultrastar Creator has this kind of interface here. So what happens in Ultrastar Creator is that you are going to just load a song, which I'm not going to do right now because I don't want to be playing music over YouTube at this moment. In the game, you insert the lyrics, and the thing is, you have to split you can already split the lyrics directly in this editor here by adding a plus sign in between syllables. And then you just hit the play button and hit the space bar every time you hear the singer go through a vocal. This actually creates an Ultrastar file on the right side here that you can save. And I've got one sample of an Ultrastar song that was submitted here by Barbecue. And basically this looks like, well, I've got this extracted before. Yeah, there it is. This is going to be looking like this. And you're going to have just a bunch of text with page splits being described here, timings, how long the note is, how high it is supposed to be, if it's a golden note or not, if it means that you get extra points if you sing well. And this is a bit rough, though. So the way we actually edit this is not by using a notepad, of course. We're usually using Ultrastar or Yas as an editor, and it's pretty obvious how it works when you see it in action, really. And well, as I can see here from the song is submitted a few days ago, everything seems to be fine so far. You can hit the play button and just play for one syllable and see what happens here. And you can then adjust the height of the note or the length of the note that way. It's fairly easy, but it takes a lot of time, though. So you need to be very patient when doing this, because yeah, you will be hearing the song again and again and again and again. And yeah, unfortunately, it's a bit of grunt work at this point. But in the end, when you share it, that means that the whole My Little Pony community and everyone here can actually profit from it and play the song. Everything is made available for free again, so you're helping everyone if you're doing this. All right. So we should probably try to start a Q&A session, and if you do have some question, I would be interested in hearing some. And then we might try to go online and try to have a few games of Ponytone. Oh, wait. There is something I forgot to do. We actually do have a build of the next version of Ultrastar that's going on here. And it's not quite a secret, but I'm not sure a lot of people have seen this before. So wait, let's just jump into this, right? Because, well, the game you know as of now looks like this when it's loaded. Is it loading here? Yes, there we go. So this is a game you know as of now as it stands. And this one is pretty feature complete, but again written in a very dated programming language. So that's something we're trying to move away from. So what we're doing is trying to rewrite it, and we have a new version that's now in a alpha stage, and looks like just one sec here. It should be showing up anytime now. It is. There we go. Pretty much the same, but you don't have the background music this time. You don't have the animation and everything. It's still pretty rough when it comes to usability or the interface, but everything is working so far. We've got all the song lists that are available and works, and everything about this is written in Unity this time. So we're actually porting the game first, and then we'll be adding some more features. And you can definitely see that we don't have so many options so far. We've cleaned up a lot of the code from the previous version as well. We tried to simplify stuff. There are a lot of new stuff going on as well for setting up microphones. For instance, you can actually say that you will be using a microphone or not, so it doesn't show up in the game later. And you can have profiles for players as well. So you can add some more people to the game. And if you are used to having parties with people, now you can actually keep track more easily of the game profiles instead of having to type their name again and again as soon as you you switch players between songs. If you switch player between songs, it will be much easier that way here. And another thing that's interesting with that, and this kind of stuff here, is because this game has been fully rewritten in something other than Delphi, it's much easier to port it to some other platform. So as it stands right now, the game works on Linux, on Windows, on macOS. And that's about it, with the macOS version being more and more difficult to run, unfortunately. Right now, and I will leave Frankie show you maybe a small demo about this, we can actually make the game a lot more versatile. And I know a lot of people have been waiting for this, but it actually runs on phones now as well.
Yes, and I can demonstrate that. So I have a build for an Android phone, like, Android, it's sort of my cutie mark. So let's take a look. This is the game running on the Android phone, and it looks the same as the computer version, but one difference is that the path you have to fill in for your songs, that has to be obviously the SD card for Android, but for the rest it's pretty much the same. All the songs that work on the computer also work on the phone. You can use headphones. It will use the standard, just the built-in microphone of the phone itself, and it even supports multiple players at the same time. And hopefully someday we also support Android TV. So let's take a look. This is the interface. And I have to hold the phone a little bit closer to the microphone, otherwise you can't hear it. So, as you can see, we have it running on Android. It will also be possible to run it on an iPhone. And yeah, probably every other platform that's supported by the Unity engine. So we're still looking for the developers who can help us with this. So if you know C# or just want to help out with some designs, feel free to join.
Yeah, that's still the very early stages at this point here. So the interface you see here is fully functional, but of course we're planning on working a lot more on this. But it takes time, really. So If you have the resources to help, please come over and join us and help. Thank you. We'd appreciate it. All right. So the way we were supposed to do the panel at first was basically to have some songs running as well and to have people sing here, but we're running into a bit of an issue due to a lot of technical concerns basically over the internet. We're going to try to get some games running still on Ponytones and have people just join us. But hopefully that's not going to break this time. The way it's going to work though is we'll try to have a tournament going later on in the games room though, and we'll be using Discord for this, so it's a bit unofficial and has not been announced by the BABSCon staff because we were not sure we would be able to make it work in technical terms, but sign-ups are opened basically, and I will just post a link to the sign-up form in the YouTube chat for now and also on Discord later on. So if you already want to sign up for a tournament, you can join us here. So this will be held as a tournament basically using show songs mostly. There is no prize. We don't have any prize to give out. I'm sorry about this. But we hope to make this as a fun event as well and to hope to see you there. In the meantime, what we should try though is to try to get people on Ponytone and join us and sing. But there are a few caveats though when it comes to using the game, and most of them have come from the latency you have over the network. As it stands, it's pretty difficult to run audio over the internet. Even if you have a good internet connection, it's always a bit of a mess, unfortunately, to hear everyone sing at the same time with a slight delay. So that's a bit experimental as well.
We're glad it works, but it's not perfect.
Yep. Where is it? There we go. And maybe before we do this, maybe if you do have a few questions, by the way, we could do take a few questions for a Q&A before jumping into the game. And so if you are interested in trying to join on Ponytone as well, make yourself known in the chat. So
feel free to ask us any questions you may have in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, sometimes you run into a lot of network issues in Ponytones. It is surprisingly difficult to deal with audio over the internet. That's why you don't see a lot of concerts being done live with multiple musicians on multiple streams. They have to be in the same place. Latency is hard. Hey.
There's always a bit of lag. If you're lucky, it's below 10 milliseconds, but usually it could be a couple of seconds.
We have a question for Muffins, who's asking Muffins. What do you think?
Well, I think muffins is an interesting thing, and we should definitely have more muffins. Yeah. Well, I might be a bit biased. I'm from the Netherlands, so let's say muffins and stroopwafels.
Fair enough. Okay, so the way Ponytones work is a bit complicated as it stands right now. We are going to need to mute the audio when we play, unfortunately. So we'll be joining a party, singing on the game on a muted channel. And then unmute everyone when we finish singing, so we can just have a bit of a chat, compare score, and this kind of fun. Oh, another question: how both of your days have been? Whoa, I'm bad at English. I'm sorry. It's been good. It's been a bit stressful though because of having to plan for this event here, which is really not easy to do over the internet. So yeah, how has it been for you, Frankie?
Well, very, very stressful these last couple of days because you might have known my cutie mark is the Android logo. I make Android apps for a living, and during this, let's say, global health crisis, a certain government agency wants to have an Android app, and they kind of want it last month. So we have negative time to create this app. So
Ouch.
yeah, that's very, very stressful.
Uh, Tada Kirk is asking if there will be any more system updates, and yes, absolutely. And I'm honestly very impressed on how Ultrastar Play is going right now and already in an alpha state. So it's not ready for prime time yet, obviously, but it's really getting traction here. And well, the more people help with development of this piece of software here, and the sooner we'll be able to push a massive update. Replacing the full engine basically, and making it much more modern and much more easier to run on even cell phones that you could see before.
There will be updates.
And the best
I also
creatures,
see,
that's a tough one.
Another question: who is best creature? Oh, I think you can answer that, Renar.
That's a tough one. I don't know.
Maybe we should ask.
All creatures are
Murphys.
best creatures, I guess. Maybe. I didn't think too much about it. And regarding the system updates, yeah, after because all of the songs we released so far from the. I'm still calling this the beta channel on the side, but it's basically the release channel right now. We're having a very long list of songs to download that are not included by default in the game. So if you want to get all the songs for MyLittleKaraoke, you you need to go to the website and then go to the releases page, well, from the launcher actually, and download something like 117, I think, songs individually one by one, which arguably is not exactly the most practical thing to do. So yeah, we're planning on making this easier and trying to to not have so many songs, but it takes a lot of time, and the issue is well, as life goes on as well and work is taking a toll on us, we're both working in fields that requires us to be working extra when especially during this pandemic here. And when I do have some free time, I still prefer and enjoy working on actual content for the game and making new songs, being able to release and test out new songs instead of doing what I should do and working on some more, how could you say this, paperwork kind of work here, organizing stuff and making this release page a more sensible one. So yeah, that's how it is, unfortunately. Lack of time means that I've been pushing this aside for quite a while and focusing on songs instead of focusing on making it more user-friendly. But yeah. Anyway,
All
so
these things take a lot of time, and that's just how it is.
if you don't have any more questions, we could try to jump into a game on Ponytone. With a few caveats though, so as I should clarify, we'll be muting everything when we sing, and we will not be able to use any of the show songs, for instance, at least for now. So if you want to join, yeah, that's perfectly fine, and that will work, but I will not be able to to have a group going with everyone singing as a crowd. Unfortunately, we'll have to mute people and just unmute everyone after the songs. if you want to join this game as well, keep in mind that when it comes to Ponytones, you have to wait a bit before being able to click the ready button. So I'm expecting this to break, though, really. But hey, we should try. Oh yeah, there is another question. Sorry, a link to the download to the Android version. Frankie?
There is no link yet. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not at GitHub yet, right?
But if you really want to try it on Android, I suggest you download the source code, install Unity, and compile it yourself for now.
It is surprisingly easy to do, to compile it. You don't have to write code in this case here. You just need to install a bit of software and click the run button. It takes a bit of time. It's a bit cumbersome, sure, but it's not ready for prime time yet. It is functional, but that's a draft still.
When the project is further along, obviously there will be a pre-compiled version, so you don't have to install Unity and all the stuff. You can just download it and install it.
All right. So I'm going to send a link to Ponytone. Once you're in the room, though, I'm going to ask you to not click the ready button yet. Just wait for the room to fill up, and do not leave the room because it's going to break if you do. And we'll need to refresh and start again. But yeah, let's give it a try, I guess. Here is a link. And let's see how many people join here. If you have a song you want to sing as well, I'm open for suggestions, but not anything from the show is a no-go, though. At least for now.
Have you sent the link, Renard?
I've sent it into the YouTube chat, though. Maybe I should add this on Discord as well. I'm sorry about this, yes.
Yeah, I think you should put it on the Discord, because the YouTube chat sometimes doesn't show links.
Yeah, I've posted it on Discord as well. And we've got Petzazo and Queen. Okay, much better. So it was much better to use Discord for this, right?
So many channels.
And yeah, because I don't really have a way to have a lot of feedback from anyone watching the panel right now, I don't know how many people will want to join. So let's just wait for a bit. And again, if you do have some song suggestions, please post them. Oh, you don't? Oh. Yeah, indeed, it seems to be breaking the link on YouTube. I don't know if this works. Hopefully that's going to work for Shyfire. Yeah, that works. And we got 6 people here. That's nice. That is the maximum the game can handle right now. Okay, let's go for the moon rises. That sounds like a good plan. And I'll put this in a queue here. And so once everyone is ready in a room on Ponytone here, so when the party is no longer moving, no one is joining or leaving the game, basically, we can just click ready and go for it. And I advise you to do so. You can click ready here, and it's not working. Okay, it is broken on my side, unfortunately.
Yeah, that happens too often.
And there is the extended version that was being suggested here. Unfortunately, the only way to get out of this kind of luck here would be to create a new room and a new link. So, yeah, I'm sorry about this, but I'm gonna have to quit and kill this room. And we'll have to start again. So just join the room and do not click the ready button yet. And I'm going to post the new link on the YouTube chat as well, which is right here.
You cannot remove songs, so you either have to sing the song or create a new room if you added a different song accidentally.
And yeah, Muffins this time is still in showing in yellow on my screen though. Oh, okay, someone added the game already. The song already, so that's cool. Thank you for this. You're helping me. Just don't add too many songs in the list here because it's hard to handle the game after this. Of course, we do plan on adding some online gameplay directly into MyLittleKaraoke itself in the game, in Ultra Star Play. We don't have anything ready right now, so we don't have an alternative. We don't have a way of making things work for this right now. So let's click the ready button again, and no, it's still broken. Well,
yeah, if there is just one person with a bad internet connection, then the whole room breaks.
So that's one of the reasons why it's much easier to organize a tournament online, like we will be doing later on Discord, though, because we will have only 2 people per room going on a 1 versus 1 play. And this minimizes a lot the risks of bad network, basically network issues. Right now, well, this room is not going to work either. So
If there's a name that's yellow, then it's probably not going to work.
So we're just going to try again, I guess. And we need to create a new room again. Okay, let's give it a shot once more. I'm gonna add the song right now before. Whoops. Before sending the link. Okay, let's do here. Yeah. So Kaya is saying that they have issues as well when they try other ways, and we're very well aware of it. But again, it's a very complicated issue to solve. Okay, let's try to click ready. Nope.
Hopefully, with the new version, the Unity version, we can make an online version that is a little bit more stable.
Yeah. And see, we're running into another issue because some people suggested a few more songs that were very lively to play and interesting to play, but we won't be able to play this on a live stream right now. Mostly due to copyright issue.
On YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube and music is a specific kind of worms, basically, that I don't really want to open right now. So we can play most of the songs from the fandom, but none from the show, really. That would be for the best. That's a live stream limitation here as well. And this room doesn't work either.
Well, I suggest everyone sign up for the competition.
So let's try to do this differently, yes, in that case.
Do you have the link for the competition?
I can send you the link for the competition again, yeah, sure, absolutely. In here, so people can join.
The challenge.com?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here is the sign-up link
them in the YouTube
for the tournament we'll be having later. So please do sign up here, and I'm gonna post this on YouTube as well. But it's going to break, I guess, here.
Yeah, YouTube doesn't really like links most of the time,
yes.
but we'll see.
Um, I mean, the other thing I could do would be to just launch a local copy of My Little Karaoke here and have the game play that way, but no one will be able to play with us.
Nope, you can just watch us.
This is surprisingly complicated to make work, really.
Yeah, it's really hard to do this online, especially if we're streaming with YouTube and we don't want any copyright strikes. So please visit My Little Karaoke at the next convention. We don't know what the next convention will be because of, the global health crisis. But karaoke will definitely be there.
The game, again, is free to use, so if you just go on MyLittleKaraoke.com, if you are running a convention or a volunteer to a convention and want to organize some karaoke at some event here, you can just go download it, and use it just for fun at whatever event you're doing, whatever meetup, whatever place you are.
Yeah. Feel free to download the game and play it offline. Make sure that you're also signed up for the online high score list, and then you can try to beat me.
And Tetakirk has another idea, though, that would be to just launch the games if you have it installed already on your computer, and go for a song and compare scores manually after we are done singing. We could try this, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, that would,
the issue is it requires you to have the song installed on your computer, though. But if you don't, you can just use Ponytone as well and make a single room with just you and only you inside, and just get the songs from here. The way scores work are comparable between the two, so yeah. Oh, we got some fluid. Okay, whatever.
How will the tournament work? Well, you sign up for the tournament, and it will create a bracket. It will be 1 versus 1, and every time you lose, you're out of the game, and every time you win, you go to the next round, until only one person is still in the game, and that will be the winner.
Yes. And to make things a bit more fair, people will be using a list of show songs, so everyone will be able to have a chance, because you likely know the songs already. And the way we are doing this is selecting a song by just a random dice roll. Well, it's a virtual roll dice, but you get the idea.
Random.org.
So you will be 2 in a Ponytone's room, plus a judge that will be here to just check the scores in the end, and then decide who gets to advance in the tournament. I will post the link again before the tournament starts in the games room, and we will likely be using one of the voice chat channels to organize that stuff here. Probably the General Gaming 3 room, but we'll see about this in time. I think we will start the tournament in about 1 hour from now. So if you do want to share the link to other people who might be interested, please do so as well. That would be great. Considering I'm not sure we'll be able to get Ponytones to work here, so we have a few options here. We can do what Tetakirk suggested and try to run the game locally, but then again we have to mute everything. Or do some more Q&A, or I'm not sure if there is some more stuff that I could show you that you might be interested in.
I see a question. When does the tournament start? The tournament will start in about an hour.
Yes. We'll try to make it work this way, yes. And bear with us. Yeah, I'm sorry about those technical issues, but yeah, that's here. That's complicated. This is fitting. So as I was saying, yeah, you get paid using pictures of derpy. So here's one to ask for forgiveness about this will mess. Sorry. Um, there are a few things I could show as well on the way we manage the songs too. When I was saying is basically we try to keep track of a lot of song suggestions and everything that's being made here. So I'm trying to contact and to get in touch with a lot of artists. You probably were there. Hopefully you were contacted before I actually published a song in the game, because that is an incredible ton of work to do to get everyone on board with that. So I'm very, very glad that all of those people here took part into the project here. We now have something like 770 songs available in the game, which is just absolutely fantastic. And the thing is, it seems to me to be quite a lot of songs, though, but not really, compared to what the community has been working on, and how much content people have been releasing here, and how much awesome content. It's nothing really. And it doesn't even include all the fantastic instrumental tracks that have been released by the musicians we have here. So just to give you a small taste of just how wild and how creative the people were in here. There are a few websites that have an archive of all the music created by Bronies, basically, and it's in terabytes, I think now, like 40 terabytes of data. That's just insane.
Yeah, and the music, it just keeps going. Show ended, fandom doesn't end. I think there was music like released this week, so just keeps going.
Yeah. Hello.
New person in the chat. Welcome.
Welcome here. A summary of this project. Well, that's a long one, but yeah, basically you can download the game at MyLittleKaraoke.com, and we've been running this game since about 2012, adding songs, and we have plans for even more songs in the game and more content in the game. So yeah, that's a whole project. Yeah. The other thing is we're going to have.
You can help.
Yeah, if you want to help, if you are a developer as well, if you know Unity and C#, you can join us and help us make the game even better as well. And we'll be organizing a tournament in about 1 hour, a bit less than 1 hour for now. That will take place on Discord, though not during the live stream due to technical issues we're running into. Well.
And of course, we don't want any YouTube copyright strikes, so no show songs on the stream.
Okay, well, considering that we're very unlikely to make Ponytones work right now, is there anything else we should talk about in that case, or we could bring to the table here?
Ooh.
Tips and tricks for playing the games, maybe?
Oh, yeah, I have some tips and tricks.
I'm not sure how that would work.
Short keyboard shortcuts in the game that you might not know about.
Ah, right. A few hidden commands you can have when you play the game, right?
Exactly.
So
recently I found out that you can press the letter S on your keyboard, and that will skip the first couple seconds of the song, and it will skip until about 5 seconds before the singing starts in the song.
Yes. So when you get into a song, which hopefully this one should be fine here, if you press S, you'll be jumping to the start of the song. You will be skipping the introduction, basically. And a few other shortcuts here. If you press V, that's short for visualization. Basically, you can have some trippy effects as well. And if you hit W, you can have your webcam, which is not configured in the game here on my PC.
I see we have another question in the chat.
Yes?
Does MyLittleKaraoke accept music that originated from leaks of show material, such as the DHX hack last year? Well, as soon as it is officially released, then it will be in the game.
That's a tough one, though. Because we actually used to have a few unreleased songs before the leak happened. Some people working on the show added some songs in their portfolios, for instance, or had it published one way or another. That was long before Hasbro was much more strict, I guess, on what could be said or not said about the show. So if you, well, yeah, probably not going to show it because it's still copyrighted material in a way, but we've got songs like a hop, skip, and a jump, which did not make the cut to the final episode when it aired. That was Dragon Shy, I think.
Yeah.
And that song was missing for the episode, but it was really released online anyway. This one is in the game already.
It is, yeah.
Unused, it is. It is. So to some extent, yeah, we're already adding some stuff here. Stuff that comes from the leaks directly. I didn't have time to really think about this, but that's quite of a complicated issue to tackle as well. I would be all for it because, well, I'm trying to add all the songs I can in the game, but yeah, I've yet to. I didn't check the leaks. I have no idea what was leaked really, so I'm not sure which song we're talking about and if they are actually finished. If there is some.
More songs is always definitely better, in my opinion. But we could already be starting to work on songs that are leaked, but we will release them as soon as they're officially released. I think this also happened for the songs from the movie. The songs were leaked out a couple of weeks before the movie actually came out. So the karaoke team was already working on the songs, but they were released when the movie was released, not before.
Yes. Another thing is, I personally don't have a lot of time to work on songs right now, and I'm pretty much only focusing on songs from the community, much more than from the show at this time. And especially from people that are not featured in the game yet. The way I envision the project here and the way I want to make it work, which is just my point of view, because some other community members have other expectations, that's fine too. Is to try to showcase how diverse the community is, how much musical genres are available for people to listen to, how much creative the songs are, and how much unique some of this music is. There is a lot of incredible quality content in here, a lot of songs you would never hear on the radio because it's not formatted for radio, basically. I don't know, when you have L Trend just pushing a full 1 hour metal opera, for instance, here, that's something that's just out of this world as well. So I tend to focus on this mostly. I try to find some new artists. I'm trying to find some new songs, some new kind of genres as well, and try to publish some stuff that's a lot unique. And in a way, I kind of hope that if you give the game to someone who's not in the My Little Pony community at all, they will actually look at the song list and they might enjoy what they see here. Oh, hey, Pekano. All good full version. I'm not sure which one that is. Tadakirk. Is this from the show?
Doesn't ring a bell.
If this is from the leaks, I don't know this one. I had no contacts with the leaks at all, so I'm not sure what's in the leaks. So
Me neither. I stayed away from the leaks.
whoops.
Looking through the songs from karaoke, always look at the beta channel. That's where the new songs are.
I
You
was
might
trying.
find out some new artists that you didn't know about, and maybe you can become a fan.
Yes.
Before I've heard of MyLittleKaraoke, I have never heard of Forest Rain before. And now I'm a huge fan of Forest Rain. And I was totally dancing in the audience at Everfree Encore last year in Germany. And it wouldn't have happened without MyLittleKaraoke.
Thank you. That's actually incredible to hear. That's exactly what why we're making this as well. So I don't remember when you joined the My Little Karaoke team to begin with. I have a hard time keeping track of this.
Well, I was playing the game way longer than I was actually helping with programming and helping with adding songs. So I wouldn't know an exact date. Sorry.
Okay, fair enough. We got a few more questions as well from Shyfire. Some songs that have the wrong notes in the game. Yes. The way for us to fix it is quite complicated because as it is designed right now, the game means that once a song is out and published on the internet, it's pretty much there to stay on the internet. So we don't really have a way to publish updates to song that easily. What we do is we still work on song packs from time to time. So all the long list you see right now on the download page, that's now getting quite crowded here. After a bit, just becomes a new bundle that's added to the regular update channel here. So that means that instead of having to download all the songs in the game, you can just click the update button. And you'll get everything here. And that way, we actually have one way to fix songs and to push updates. In that way, we can overwrite the songs you already have and replace it with an updated version then, but only then. So that is not ideal, obviously. Whoops, sorry about this.
You could actually change the node file locally on your own computer, but that will make your online high scores invalid.
Yes, the other thing is each time there is an update to an existing song, we have to update a lot of more stuff, not just the song here, but there is a lot going on in the behind the scenes as well, including the leaderboards. And well, we don't really want to break scores, so it takes a lot of time to push an update because of this reason here. Can I just show this here on screen, maybe? No, maybe not here. And here is Ponytone again. Okay, I'm gonna use Ponytone instead. We already have quite a lot of fixes that are just waiting to be published, hopefully. And yeah, I don't have my login here, and this is a generated password. I won't be able to. I don't have it in mind here. I won't be able to access it though, sorry. But yeah, we do have a lot of fixes that are just waiting for the next big release, so we can update a lot of songs we know are broken. And well, it's a really long work. It takes a lot of time to fix. And well, if you find some more issues with song, you can just come to the forums as well, and we have a bug report sub-forum in which you can post issues. A recommendation for a song editor on Linux. Yes, absolutely. You can use Yas. Well, you have two choices basically. The first one will be to install MyLittleKaraoke or well, Ultrastar. And Ultrastar does have a built-in song editor, so you can you need to start with something though. You cannot just jump into a new song from Ultrastar. You need to have a menu entry before. Wait, am I sharing the correct thing? I am not. So just one sec.
There's a list of tools you can use for song creation on the forums. And yeah, I'm sure that some of these tools that are actually written for Windows would also work on Linux using Wine or some kind of emulator.
With Yas, you can start from a MIDI file, for instance, and just go from here, import a MIDI file, and adapt everything you can here. It runs on Java. So it works on any systems, really. When it comes to the Ultrastar editor, you first need to create an empty song file, or even better, use Ultrastar creator, which should be something right here. And this one, unfortunately, only... Whoops, that's the download page here. This one, unfortunately, only works on Windows. So if you want to use Ultrastar Creator in Linux, you need to use it in Wine. This is what I'm doing because most of the work I'm doing is from Linux to begin with. I'm not so often on Windows. And it works perfectly fine in Windows. I probably do have a way to show you the UI here. And this is pretty much how it works. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. No more. Songs from the MLP, Equestria Girls. Yes, well, I'd love to, but well, as I said before, I intend to focus on community songs instead of official songs nowadays. And the thing is, Smiley, who was the guy usually working on everything that comes from the show, and he's been working on a lot of songs here, is not available at the moment, so he cannot help with the Equestria Girls songs as it stands at this day. If anyone wants to join the project and add them to the game, feel free to do so. Just come and join us on the forums. It took you so long to discover that there is a built-in editor. Yes.
Everything you need to start creating songs is on the forums. That's how I started as well.
The editor in Ultrastar used to be on the main menu, but we had so many people. Well, that was a long time ago for the very early version of Ultrastar. A lot of people actually hit the editor buttons, and since there were no explanations given on how to make this work, they were incredibly frustrated by it. So it's been hidden a bit. It's still very good, but it needs some getting used to, and for this there are a lot of tutorials, including on the MyLittleKaraoke forums, on how to handle it and move notes around. But really, yes, speaking again about Ultrastar Creator, it's the easiest way to get started with making a song here, because, well, the key thing to understand with this editor in particular here is that you don't have to be perfect at all. In fact, oh, well, okay, this no longer exists, this one no longer exists as well, whatever. Let's get a random MP3 here. The general idea is that once you're adding lyrics to it, it's pretty much a rough draft, a very rough draft. And then you jump into the Ultrastar editor or in Yas, and from there you adjust everything manually by hand, and it actually is much easier to do it this way, because you're starting with something that's not accurate, of course, but about accurate.
We have another question in the chat. Why are the
Rap
reps?
in MLP not containing scores? Yes. As it is right now, there is no way to do this in the engine. Yes.
The engine will only listen to rhythm and pitch. So no reps.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. And adding to this, when it comes to rhythm, the way SingStar, for instance, do this is they have a bit of vocal recognition going on, which is very, very basic. But what they are looking for is, well, your flow, basically. And we have absolutely no way of processing this in the current game. And we don't have any way of adding this easily either. Hopefully with Ultrastar Play, that's something that might be possible later on and might be even easier to work on. But as it stands, your best bet if you want to have points when singing rap parts is to not use Ultrastar but use another karaoke engine which is called Performos. And this one gives you bonus points when you sing correctly during the freestyle notes. Performos is this game here. The way it works is it's pretty much a combination of many rhythm games. So if you want to play DDR, you can have DDR in this game. You can have Guitar Hero going on. And all the songs we made for MyLittleKaraoke can be copied over or just linked into this program as well. And you'll be able to sing with a different UI. And you'll get points when you sing rap in that case.
You can also get points for rapping at the Rock Band version, as far as I know.
Yes. And the fun part about this specific piece of software as well is if you do have tracks that are both for DDR and for Guitar Hero and for well, karaoke, you can have everything going at once. So you can have one player just singing the game using karaoke while you have someone else dancing around with it. Though it is a bit more complicated to set up at this point as well. But yeah. The file format we're using for Ultrastar is standardized, if you will. And it makes it easier to port to some other engines. Some interesting stuff as well is that we can actually take the song files we have for MyLittleKaraoke and inject it into SingStar for the PlayStation 2, for instance. And you can actually run the game on the PlayStation 2, or you can use some homebrew on the Nintendo Wii as well. That's getting more and more complicated to do, though, because there are some serious limitations with that, especially when it comes to text encoding and specific features. So yeah, but you can do this to some extent still. All right. Okay, so in case you don't have any more questions, I think that will be it for this panel there. Because we're running out of time, pretty much. So we could look into the tournament here, and well, Tatakirk is suggesting we can start now, which I would be in favor of. If you guys want to have 2 tournaments running, I would be up all night, basically, well, all night here in this time zone here, and try to organize stuff. So why not have 2 rounds? Why not? I'll see you in the gaming rooms, I guess, and we can chat about this later on how to organize stuff and try to have this running fine. All right. Let me just check here. For 1 sec here, yes. I will be in the. Is it still free? Where is it? The thing with the online convention is they are so crazy. There are so many rooms. Yeah, okay, there it is. I will be in the games room number 3, and we can talk about this this tournament over there using the general arcade chat, text chat, and this voice channel over there. And yes, porting MyLittleKaraoke to PlayStation 2 is not a fun thing to do. Yes, it is a mess. Yes, it is, but you can do it. I'm not sure why you would do it at this point now, though.
It's like
fun once.
People will do it.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us, everyone here, and we'll leave it at here. The games room will be games. I need to scroll again.
Yeah, lots of scrolling.
That is one long list, right?
Yeah, the other
General
online
Gaming number
convention
3,
also.
yes. And I see that there are 2 people already waiting for here over there. Okay. I'm coming with you in just a few minutes. I need to just pass the stream to the next streamer that will be using the Luna room. So yeah, see you there. And thank you for coming to the panel. And to BABSCons, thank you for hosting us as well. See ya.
Thank you all for watching, and see you at the next convention.